This is Here in My Time, and I am so thankful and excited you've tuned in to this very first season of my brand new podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Hunt, and I am so honored to say that this first season of 16 episodes, hour-long weekly segments is actually sponsored by one of my favorite stores in downtown Huntington, Indiana. Can you tell the excitement in my voice? That's right, you've guessed it, Turn the Page Books and Music Store. Rex is the owner of this fine establishment. This is the place to go if you are looking for your next read or to add to your vinyl collection. It is jam-packed full of used books, everything from fiction to nonfiction, and of course a huge variety of records from rock and roll to Taylor Swift. And let me tell you, Rex is the perfect owner because he is a music library. If you need help picking out your first record or maybe adding to your collection, this is the man for you. Whenever you walk in the door, music is playing constantly. You got perfect lighting. You've got the wooden floors. It's the perfect vibe to enjoy your day in. So make sure you stop in and visit, and also follow him on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much, Rex, for your support. It means the world to me. Now on to the episode. Well, hey y'all, I'm so excited that you have tuned in today. Oh my goodness, it's taking everything that I possibly can not to do my Minnie Pearl impression. You know what I'm talking about. You know when she's on Hee Haw or on the Grand Ole Opry, anytime she does anything, she walks out on stage and she's like, well, howdy. Well, I guess it didn't take much. I have no self-control. I'm sorry, but you gotta admit, that's pretty dadgum good. That is a pretty dadgum good impression of Minnie Pearl. I love Minnie Pearl. I think she's the funniest woman ever, and along with a lot of other people. But I enjoy Hee Haw, and if you have never actually seen Hee Haw, well, I can culture you very well in this. So if you have never seen Hee Haw, well, you need to get on the bandwagon, because I'm going to tell you something. That is some funny stuff. And my grandpa showed it to me when I was young, and they were doing all these funny, silly jokes and like slapping their knees and all this stuff. And my grandma came into the kitchen and she's like, we really shouldn't show this to her because she's ornery. So anyway, it was great. It was great upbringing. I think you guys should watch it. Anyway, I am so excited for this episode. In fact, so excited that you deserve commentary at the beginning. You're so welcome. I know you're thinking, my goodness, I could not be more blessed than I am in this moment. I'm totally kidding you, but I do have to say, I'm so excited. Because this episode, I sit down with a mother and son duo. Vincent is 13 years old. This little man, I can't, his little manness is just insane in this episode. And his mother, and they're just dynamic. It's just fabulous. And we talk all about A Simple Farm, which if you've never seen her around at the farmers markets or whatever, then you're missing out on her products because they're fabulous. Of course, we talk about her business, but we also talk about homesteading and family life. And we talk about what Vincent has learned and what she's learned. And just to see this multi-generational idea of what life can look like is just inspirational. So this is like my North Star of my podcast. This is like the most plain out version of what it looks like to bridge the gap between generations. Every episode does that. I'm just really excited to share this episode. Obviously, it's something new to have two guests, and I think you'll really enjoy seeing the 2 points of view on the same farm, in the same life, and it's fabulous. Now, make sure that you go over and follow A Simple Farm, and also go to my Facebook page and follow Here in My Time. If you have not done that, please do, because guess what? There's going to be a giveaway with a whole ultimate package of their products. And trust me, you're going to want some of these products. Pretty much every single one, because I love them to pieces. They're amazing. And so if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, one of those pages, whatever you have, make sure you do, because that is where you're going to get updated on when this box arrives, their ultimate package of all of their products that I am giving away on this podcast. Make sure you go over there. That is when you can find out where you can find all the information about that coming very, very soon. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, stop giving you commentary. I'm actually going to let you listen to the episode, and a robin is hitting my window. So it's a great excuse to just slide on into the episode. Okay, hope you enjoy. This is Here in My Time, the podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between generations. I'm your host, Lauren Hunt, a local personal journalist, photographer, documentarian, and a lover of people and their stories, located right here in Wabash, Indiana. Today, I'm very excited because we have a mother and son duo with us on the podcast, and I'm going to kind of pull the curtain behind the scenes of a simple farm. And she, if you've never met her, Kristin is fabulous. If you've never been to the farmer's market here locally, or you sometimes set up in festivals, other festivals along the lines, but she has an array of things. And little do you know is she makes every single thing that is in her booth, which when you see all of her product lines, you're like, how do you do that? So I am so excited that you guys are here.
Well, we're very happy to be here.
It's doing great. So tell me your names and just introduce yourself a little bit and go from there, whoever wants to start.
Well, my name's Kristin Reynolds. I brought my son, Vincent. He's my right-hand man. Editor-in-chief. He's gotten to the age now where he wants to take over to the marketing aspect because, mom's old-fashioned and doesn't understand the TikTok and the things. So he's going to take that over for me starting soon. So I'm excited because that's one more thing off of the plate.
Yeah.
And it gets him, into the more creative space. So I'm excited about that.
That's cool. What makes you so interested in the marketing side of it?
I have a TikTok page and I just like editing. So I found new features.
Yeah.
So it's fun for me.
That's cool. That's good. That's really cool. So tell me about, a simple farm is basically you're bringing your homestead to other people is what this is.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how you guys got started homesteading. You sent me the most fabulous email about your story and I'm like, I could just read for the opening, but I don't want to. I want to hear it straight from your lips. So tell me about just how you got started into homesteading.
Sometimes it feels like we were thrown into it. But I mean, we always had the dream of, raising our own chickens for meat and for eggs and, putting food on the table for ourselves and not being reliant on, the system. Really, we got our start in 2017. We bought a small little place it's a one-stop sign town, nobody's ever heard of it except for an Amazon driver or two. It's Eggy, Indiana.
Yeah, no.
There's a Catholic church on the corner and we were on the other corner.
Wow.
And it was just a little half acre, it was perfect for us, just in the country, quiet, close to schools and everything that, he was going to. So it was perfect. And we're like, next year we'll get chickens or next year we'll get whatever. We were at work and my dad texts me, do you use the garage? I'm like, it's full of boxes right now. We literally just unloaded the U-Haul and went to work. I mean, it was a mess, He's like, well, just don't open the garage door when you get home. And so I told my husband, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but Dad was at the house and he's going, is it on fire? I'm like, no, he's saying not to open the garage door. He goes, well, I wonder why. So all day we're sitting there at work going, what in the world is in the garage? Alligators, giraffes. You never know with my dad. You just don't know. So we get home. There are still boxes everywhere in the garage that we hadn't gotten into the house. Open the garage door and you just hear cheep, 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 cheep. I'm going, oh gosh. go and look. There's, 2 of the big trough feeders in the barn with the heater lights and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, six chickens. I could deal with 6 chickens, right? Go and peek over the edge. There is over 50 little chickens in here. There was probably, I don't know, 75. I'd have to ask Dad for sure. He recalls this story with such enthusiasm. It's great because it tickles him so much that he got one over on us,
Oh my God.
And so sitting there realizing, oh, we don't have food. We don't have waterers. We don't have a place for them other than in this garage, in these troughs. Chickens get big. Chickens lay eggs. What are we going to do? So I start crying from like the overwhelming sense of, dear Lord, my dad thinks he's funny, but I can't handle this right now. And, that weekend, the boys and my husband went out. They had this little shed on the property that we bought. They converted it into the Taj Mahal of chicken coops. I mean, it was fabulous. They halved it off, put up screen walls, made roosting rods, nesting boxes, all the things.
We had a little pond, too.
Yeah, well, that came later. The little pond came later. Okay, so that was our start. That was our thrown-in session, right? 100 chickens, like day one.
That's chicken math right there.
Yeah, really. I mean, they just grow. It gets out of control. Well, then, the chickens are so great and, gee golly, we should probably get some ducks. There's a guy down the road selling ducks, so we got some ducks. Well, then we needed a kiddie pool, and then it was like, 2 ducks and a kiddie pool. Maybe we need more ducks because those 2 little ducks don't seem very happy, so we got more ducks.
Well, they are a herd animal.
Yeah.
So.
And it all worked out because we got Pekings and, we ate the duck eggs and then, ate the ducks when they got older. And then my husband and I, on a whim, were like, you know what? If we convert that one side where I had a garden for like a short minute, if we converted that into a pig pen, we could get a pig over here on half an acre. And we're like, oh, yeah, we can do this. We're watching YouTube. We're reading articles. We're, Mother Earth News. We have magazines all over the house. I mean, it was everywhere.
Them. I collect them. Do you guys still collect them all?
We don't collect them anymore. Now we're on to Homesteading Family. Have you heard of them?
I've heard of them, but I haven't really, fully.
I like them. And they've got YouTube and stuff, too. So,
oh, my gosh.
I'll give you their information.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
But, we're good. So we're like, let's get a pig. And
I love pigs.
So we did the research and trying to figure out, the how, the when, the where do you get a pig out here in the middle of nowhere or whatever. What?
Can I tell the pig stories?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one caveat to the whole homesteading thing. The boys were 4 and 8.
Yeah.
And even at that time, they knew that my husband was the weakest link in this whole farm situation, that he loves animals. Okay. And so we thought, we're going to have a pet pig for the rest of our days because he's never going to butcher this thing. We're never going to be able to have bacon. Never, ever, ever. So the boys, they were ornery at 8 and 4, and they're like, we should name it after a food. And that way he'll associate the pig with bacon, and that's where bacon comes from. And so what are we going to name this pig?
I remember it started off with Uncle Bacon.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, or grease. But we ended up, after a couple of days, ending up on honey.
Yeah.
Honey baked ham.
Yeah.
And my husband loves honey baked ham. So we were like, yes, perfect. So we go and we get this pig. Okay, so I'm not a city girl, but I'm not full-fledged, been raised on a farm my entire life.
Right.
It was 6th grade on. We lived on 20 acres. So we get this pig from some, pig place I found on Craigslist. Go and get this pig. The deal was we were getting a female pig. Okay. We get it home. My husband, takes it out of the pet carrier and puts it in the pig pen and sits out there drinking coffee with it for hours. And he comes back in the house because I was making supper. And he's like, are you sure that's a girl pig? Oh, no. I'm like, I don't know. It has nipples. And he just starts laughing at me. I'm like, what? I'm like, it has a lot of nipples. So, I mean, that has to be like a girl pig, right? And he's like, no.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't work that way. I'm like, well, I feel stupid. So I text the guy that we got the pig from. I'm like, hey, when we talked before, I wanted a female pig. He goes, oh, no, you got a castrated male. Same. I'm like, same. Okay. Okay. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Same.
So we had this pig. It was so much fun with this pig. I miss that pig every day. Go ahead if you want to tell a story about the pig.
You have to.
So, remember when we had those huge sunflowers that got over like 20 feet tall?
Yes.
So, they got so tall that they went over this little shed that we that we had.
Yeah.
They got so big that we had a windstorm and they blew down into the pig pen. So, the pig was eating that for days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are huge too.
Yeah. Mammoth sunflowers.
Oh
they
my
are
gosh.
so much fun to grow. We grew some last year and they were huge.
I bet
mean,
that pig was happy.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, a snack.
This pig, okay, we were the laughing stock of the neighbors with this pig because we had some friends that lived down the road and they had little girls that would come over and look at the ducks and the chickens and, see the pig. And, well, they came over one day and I had just given the pig some greens. I think we had some lettuce in the refrigerator that was going not so crunchy, so I threw it out to the pig and he turned his nose at it. He was like, no, thank you. And they laughed and they're like, what do you usually feed that pig? I'm like, oh, we spoil this pig. We give him milk. I make him macaroni and cheese, like scrambled eggs when we have too many eggs from all these chickens that were, thrown in our lap. We would step out the back door and that pig would get so excited. And if he saw you with a pail of milk, it was
my
on.
gosh.
Squealing, carrying on, just, so excited. And when my husband would go out back, he would just sit on the back steps and just stare at this pig because, here we are, pig, 50, 70 chickens, whatever, 30 ducks, whatever. And it was great. Like in the summer, spring, summer, we would sit out in our lawn chairs and watch all the chickens and, let some of them loose, out of the run so they could, frolic around. It was so entertaining, which we still do this now. But I mean, it's so calming. It's the best part of our evening. We would sit. The boys would have their little lawn chairs and we would have our little lawn chairs and just be all lined up, drinking coffee. Well, not them, but, drinking coffee and watching the pig and, hey, go get, some cheese to give to the pig or whatever. And, they would eat it up. They'd go get him a little string cheese out of the, refrigerator and he would just gobble it up.
My gosh.
We had a trampoline and a swing too. I remember that. We used to put the sprinkler under the trampoline, and sometimes it would get the pig.
The pig probably liked that.
Oh, he loved it.
Oh
I
my
remember he had this big mud puddle that he would rest in hot days. He'd just be, I don't know the saying, but
Happy as a pig in mud.
yeah,
Yeah.
pee in a pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how we started. And then 2020 hit. School closed, got the call from school. We're sending all the kids home. They will not return.
For 2 weeks, they said.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being the whole school year.
Yeah.
And that messed up everything.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I think we were redoing the house that we were in. And me and my brother had e-learning. So it's not like Zoom call. It was you just got on your Chromebook and you just did what was assigned. So that would take 20 minutes top. And the rest of the summer or nice days, we would just sit in the house, mud up walls, paint the walls, do trimming, and then take care of the animals.
Did you like doing that though? I mean, that's cool.
That was really fun.
2020 was the best experience for us, to be honest.
As a family.
Because we were home together. We did projects. We completely remodeled the house. We would go on walks in the evenings. We would, do chores and things. And it was just a great time. And a little bit prior to that, I had, started, I don't know, paying more attention to what we ate, what we put on our skin, what we, just the everything. Because once it really hits you that these kids are relying on you to be their provider, and you want to provide the best for them, and you start looking at, just orange juice per se. You look at orange juice and you're like, what's all this concentrate and corn syrup and, all these things?
Yeah.
So little by little, we just, as a family, started working on reducing any plastic. I mean, we got rid of aluminum foil altogether. We got rid of, aluminum deodorant, just everything. And then it was, I'm like a fart in a skillet when it comes to any kind
when you
of...
wrote that in your when you wrote that in your email, I literally died laughing. I was sitting there reading it, and I just laughed out loud. And my parents was like, "What is so funny?" I'm like, "She called herself a fart in a skillet." I'm like, "She's my kind of person." Like, I just love this. That's awesome.
Like, my husband says that I have crafting ADD.
Yeah.
Which, cool. I'm okay with that. I've come to accept in my older age that it's okay to not know what moves you in the moment.
Yeah.
The winter, I like to crochet or knit because my hands hurt and it helps the arthritis. Okay.
Yeah.
But for us, I like the herbal teas and I like, just the different flavors and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like my tea buddy, right?
Yeah.
So I'll make a blend of something and be like, hey, come try this. And he'll be like, what's in it? I'm like, never mind all that. Just like try it. And for the most part, he can tell me almost every, herb that I put in there.
Oh my gosh. That's
and he's
so
like,
cool.
ooh, ease up on the lavender. I'm like, but I love lavender. And he's like, not everybody does. I'm like, okay, I get it. But I'm tracking.
No.
Surprised I don't have a plaque of professional guinea pig in my room.
Yeah, I really
you
should
need
look
that.
into that. Your birthday is coming up. Thanks for the idea.
That's a
Yeah, it's a
perfect
good one.
birthday. Yeah.
But, Neosporin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I can make that. And I would just make Neosporin, essential oils, some local beeswax, whatever. Then it got into, they're boys.
Yeah.
Bumps and bruises and cuts and, oh my goodness,
Poison
blood and poison ivy. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord help us with the poison ivy. We all went fishing one day. Okay. It's like we saw on Google Maps that, 5 miles down the road, there's this abandoned farm with a pond. And we're like, you know what? Maybe there's fish there. Let's go check it out.
There was also a myth. Do you know about Churubusco,
Yes.
the turtle town of USA?
Yes, but you gotta tell it to everybody who might not know it.
The turtle town of USA is like the home of the world's almost, well, I want to say world's, but it was like this huge turtle in a lake. And supposedly this lake that we were going to had the turtle in it once upon a time. And there was like a manhunt for this turtle.
Yeah, like in the 40s, I think it was,
Yeah.
like late 40s.
No,
Yeah.
'cause
They live a long time.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
it's huge, is what they say. But that town is dedicated to the turtle because they have Turtle Town Days, Turtle Days
Wow.
in Churubusco.
That is so cool.
And like all the little businesses have turtles everywhere. I think there's, the chocolate turtle.
Yeah.
Chocolate turtle.
So everybody like tries to theme their businesses towards the turtle.
my gosh, that's
it's
so
cute. Like
cool.
it really is. And they'll have like little rocks that look like turtles.
Yeah.
Hidden around town and stuff.
I'm surprised our school mascot isn't the boxing turtles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles never really
Yeah.
made sense to me when it's Turtle
That is
Town.
weird. That is weird. I was thinking, before you get to the poison ivy, I was thinking about when you said turtle. One time, my grandpa and my grandma. Do you know where Jalapa is, close to Marion? It's like it's an old church building just on the corner of 15.
I don't think so.
You'd probably, if you went into Marion, you would probably know it. You just probably don't remember on the top of your head. But
Okay.
we were coming out of church one time, and I was really young, and there was this huge truck like parked on the side of the road, and we're like, oh, something's wrong. So my grandpa pulled over initially, because he'll stop for anybody to help, fix whatever. He stops over, and then it looked like they were putting something in the truck of the bed. He pulls over, and he calls us. He says, you need to come down here. You need to see this. I'm like, okay. So we drive back. We turn around, drive back, and we pull up, and they have got the hugest turtle in the back of their truck. Like, it must have, I don't know where it came from. None of us can figure out where exactly it came from, because there's no ponds close that we can think of. And if it is, it's just a creek. So it's so big, I don't know how it would just feel comfortable in a creek. So we have no idea how it got there, but it took 4 men getting this turtle up into the actual bed of the truck. And I'm like, how cool is that? I don't know where it came from, but that story, every time I think of turtles, I think of my grandpa telling that story. I think it's so funny. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. In Churubusco, before they remodeled the McDonald's in town, remember they had those old pictures?
Oh, yeah.
The men from the 40s in these, undersea scuba things, because they were looking for Oscar. That's how dedicated they were to finding Oscar. It was an event. People came from all over.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So one day we decide we're going to try and go fishing out there. And, it's all overgrown and, grass and whatever. And we didn't catch a thing, but it was fun because everybody's looking, oh, I see bubbles.
Yeah.
I see, mom. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not Oscar, but, I'll play along. Oh, don't stick your fingers in the water,
I remember that day we brought, little handheld garden shovels where we had to get the worms, remember? And I remember doing that. Did we catch anything other than a couple of frogs?
I think we just caught frogs that day. But, a couple days later, once everything has festered on your skin, we all broke out with poison ivy, poison sumac, poison oak.
Oh my god!
All the poisons, right?
Oh my!
And we were miserable, and we're like, "What are we gonna do?" So I start looking. What can we do? We don't have anything. We are miserable. We are oozing. We are gross. It's just all 4 of us. It was so.
Oh my gosh!
So whipped up some salve or whatever, and we're like, here, pass it around. So we're all rubbing it into our skin, and, it helped. So then that kind of spawned the salves and the balms and the, things like that, getting us started with that.
I remember the garden. I remember we grew too much one time that we couldn't eat. So me and my brother, we went out to the corner on Sundays, and we held up this little stand, and we were yelling vegetables for $1 and everything, and everybody from church would come over and buy bundles of cucumbers, carrots, tomatoes, whatever we had.
Yeah. That's so cool. Isn't that the cool thing about growing your own food and doing all the things? Initially, the start off is something always triggers it as far as oh, you know what? I think I want to eat better or have better food, or it's a scarcity mindset. And I think you can have a lot of those kind of all meld together, obviously. But I think there is just this abundance that happens. And you don't realize how much abundance there is when you actually grow your own food. And that's why every time I grow a garden, I grow way more than I possibly could ever handle. Now, one thing we have to still say is that you're working full time still to this day. And running a homestead and trying to still provide, canning and all the things. That's a lot of work. What was how do you keep motivated? How do you align your homestead in a way that works well for you and your family, and still being able to be a good mom and a good, it's a lot, I'm sure. And you help out a lot, obviously. So how have you guys balanced your life?
First, I think it's mostly we are very blessed. Each of us have different strengths. So my husband and the oldest, they're more the backbone. They're the laborers.
Yeah.
You know, if we need a new pasture, they'll set aside a day on the weekend, whip out a pasture. That's fine. Build a chicken coop, build, you know, whatever. Butchering the animals. They'll butcher and then they bring it in to, you know, Vincent and I, and we cut it up and we package it. It's more like, yes, we're all individually strengthened in different areas, but when we work together, like, we can get it done. You know what I mean? Like, if we know, oh, a couple weekends ago we butchered lambs. We're like, okay, you guys hang them, dress them, bring them into us. We're going to chop them up and, you know, get them vacuum sealed. Like, Vincent's great at running the vacuum sealer, and I can just chop it up. He'll run it through the grinder and then put it in the bags, weigh them out. I mean, we're like a machine together. But when it comes to like farmers markets and like the artsy fartsy stuff, you know, Vincent's more liable to help me with that because it interests him. Or he's more, what's the word I am thinking?
Creative, maybe?
Creative, like
in
he's
that sense.
Like creative, and like when we would do the farmers markets, I could just sit back and watch him work. You know what I mean? He would openly be like, hey, do you want to hear about my business?
Yeah.
And people are taken back because they're like, your business? I don't think this is your business. And he's like, no. My mom let me do, you know, the spices and stuff. And boy, that boy could peddle some spices. I mean, it was so much fun when we were doing the farmers markets and stuff. But I sidetracked from your question. But working full time, trying to keep, you know, things going, trying to come up with new ideas and things to do. It's just, I think the ADD kicking in of, well, I can do this or I could do that. But the canning, you know, trying to be sustainable for ourselves, that's a big team effort between the four of us. And we truly are blessed to be able to provide what we do for ourselves and, you know, pass on to our parents and stuff like that when we have an abundance. And try. I hear you cracking your fingers. I'm like, oh boy.
That arthritis, the carpal tunnel, is a real thing.
Yeah, it's real. It's coming for you. I can tell you. It's hereditary.
What was it that made you decide to do something like the farmer's market? I mean, obviously, you know, your daily life is like you just initially started doing these things, and then you want to start sharing it with other people. What was it that was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to start a simple farm. I'm going to like create, I mean, you're writing newsletters, you're creating content, you're also making all these products that you have talked about with your creative ADD. But like, what was the decision? I'm gonna bring this to other people.
I think a lot of it was at the time when I started, you know, really getting into making stuff for ourselves and talking about it with people like at work or wherever. They were like, oh, I didn't know you could make that. Can you bring me some to try? Oh, yeah, sure. You know, bring them a little tin of, you know, lip balm or whatever. This is great. You should really sell this. You know, so it was like a push, you know, from
very
friends
organically.
and, you know, just, you know, you should sell this. And then, do you really think I could? You know, it's that question, you know, and then my husband has always backed me on, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm going to be gone on Saturdays with the youngest and we're going to go do farmers markets and stuff. And he's like, okay, well, let me know if you need anything. You know, that's about it. But it's grown, you know, because we started small with the farmers market in Columbia City.
Yeah, I remember we did that for 1 or 2 years. And then we moved to where we are now, which is 5 acres, a lot of pastures. We took some out because they were eating the house, I guess.
Yeah, we kind of over
Over pasteurized.
Oh,
over
yeah.
pasteurized the property, thinking that, oh, wouldn't it be cute to wake up in the morning and look out and see a lamb looking back at you? Yeah, no, not really, because they
They eat everything.
they eat everything.
Didn't they eat, like, some of the cement or something?
They were sitting on the back steps of the house, and they would scratch on the screen door.
Oh, my
Well,
gosh.
you know,
Yeah.
you scratch a 100-pound animal on a back storm door, it's gonna give eventually. So we were like, yeah, maybe we don't need them right up against the house.
Right.
And there was one day they were scratching on the side of the house, and they took out the propane line that ran into the house.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, yeah, okay, we're done with this. This is, sheep and lambs need, an acre that away. So we took out, some of the pastures that we had around the house.
I remember, so we have this huge tree stump,
Uh-huh.
but it's just a stump that we tried getting rid of. We tried burning it, tried, like, anything.
Chopping it up, like,
Chopping
it will
it
not
up.
go.
Yeah.
So right now it's a big black tree stump.
Yeah.
And when we had the sheep there, they would get up on it, get all, like, black.
Oh my God.
I didn't know we had a black sheep, and then wake up and be like, where'd the black sheep go? But because if it rained, that stuff would stay on there forever.
Oh, gosh. The soot from it
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and then they had babies.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, like, they always have twins, and one of them always ends up dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then back at the Aggie house, they found cats on a walk.
Yeah.
A mom and stepdad. They found 4 cats. They followed them back to the house. I don't remember any of their names, but we call one Mama because we only have 1 out of 4 now.
Yeah.
We brought all 4 to the new house. They had... We probably repopulated them. Like,
They're quick. That is for sure.
And they kept the barn, like, nice and mouse free. That was, like, the best.
Yeah.
And the, just having them around the farm is, like, always entertaining. And then you stumble across, little kittens, and you're going, oh, great, we have more cats.
But they're the cutest.
They are the
Thanks.
cutest, and they're the best. Like, they're entertaining for sure.
I know the mama cat that we have right now, she, like, knows some black cat across the street or something. Because we got some free from your work. We got 4 for free.
Yeah, we have a tendency to bring home unwanted animals,
Oh, yeah.
which is perfectly cool. Like, if anybody has a Highland cow that they don't want,
Yeah,
that
can you please?
I'll put my number somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember we had those. And then we have one of the 4 that we got for free from your work. She's a little mean, but
Well, they're a little skittish when they live
Yeah.
in a barn. You know how barn cats
Yeah.
are. They're like, they're not going to crawl up in your lap.
Yeah.
They see you and they take off, which
Yeah.
that's cool. I know you're there. We feed you. That's fine. What was the original question? And see how we just...
Well, we were talking, I don't know, how you really got started into doing the stuff online and doing farmers market. Now, you decided I want to have my own, like, line of things. What was your thought process on that?
so Mom was into the, no offense, old lady stuff. And I'm like, this is kind of boring. I'm not into the old lady stuff as much anymore because I just watch her and she's over there on the couch just
Crocheting away.
crocheting away. And I look what she's making, and there's this like 85-foot blanket. Like, whoa, when did that happen? So I was like, well, I mean, if she's doing all that on her own, I bet I can make some of mine on my own. And I start thinking, and I'm like, spices. Everybody likes spices. It's
Mhm.
needed, unless you live in England.
Yeah, it's true. Bland.
Yeah. Beans and toast.
I'm sure there's more to that somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, I think the first big hit with my spices was ranch in Southwest.
wow. What made you think of that?
Well,
How did you develop all your different ones?
So it was like the tea, but with spices. So I would mix up what I thought looked like ranch, like,
Yeah.
trade secret. It would look like ranch. Try it. That's a little too salty. So you take most of the salt out and put more greens in it. So if you mix that up with, like, I think it's cream cheese.
Yeah, that's really good with cream cheese.
Mm.
And sour cream too.
Sour cream. Yeah. Put all that and, like, dip carrots in it. So good. And then the Southwest, we use that on tacos, chicken tacos, sometimes burgers,
Yeah.
fries. I remember I had, like, so much where we could fill up a big white plastic table, like a portable table, where we had, like, these little sections of, like, not spicy, mid, and then, like, super spicy to me, because the Southwest, at first it was really spicy, and then I remember we had an all bagel, a fry, everything farm. We had all kinds of stuff.
He did like a line of dips that just went crazy in Columbia City at the farmer's market, because we had so much spinach coming out of the garden, and I'm like, throw it in the dehydrator, just dry it out. We'll figure it out later. And he's like, don't you like spinach and artichoke dip? Yeah, I think I can make that. All right, knock it out. So he dried some artichokes and, started whipping it together with, garlic and the things and added to cream cheese. Oh, yes. I'm like, please do. Keep doing this.
Keep making that.
And then it was like, tomato basil. Oh, there was, some experimentation with French onion dip. And his, like, tagline became, when people would come up, oh, this one little package, you can make dips, marinades, and salad dressings. Just with changing up a few simple ingredients, he would say, sour cream if you want to dip, or cream cheese, depending on your thickness. And then olive oil and, like, certain kinds of vinegar for the salad dressing. And
wow.
it was so good. And people just ate it up, because he's a cute little redhead, right? And they're like, oh, how'd you get into this? Honestly, he has always been in the kitchen with me.
Yeah.
Like, from the day that he was born, I would put him in the high chair when I was cooking, and he'd just sit there and watch, usually with a wooden spoon and bang on some pots or whatever. But
oh, yeah, me too. Making music.
But, he was always that observing child, So when he said he wanted to kind of do his own little thing at the farmer's market, sure.
Yeah.
And it just exploded for him. And
well, how did you build your confidence in talking to people? Was that nervous for you, or are you just a naturally good at it?
Well, I feel like I'm already embarrassed with being my mom, because
really?
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
you're sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. This is recorded and she can use this against you for the rest of your life.
Wait till you graduate. This is so coming out.
And the arm is away. I love. So, okay. So you develop your own line. What goes into developing your own line of spices beyond once you got your ingredients and your main idea? How do you sell that, Mr. Marketer?
So, like, I can't sell it in stores because you need, like, a permit or stuff like for that. But so it's not illegal, I think, to sell it in farmers markets. So if I sell it in farmers market, I don't need a permit for that.
Gotcha.
If it's not food or meat or anything that needs to be, like, processed, unless you want to sell it to, like, Walmart or IGA.
Or like a local business to actually use.
Which he really, really wanted to. And it was like trying to find out how he could branch out from what we're considered as the home-based business. Home-based business.
It was going to come out.
It was there, and then it got tied up somehow. But we looked into, getting him into a commercial kitchen that he could, get his spices done and packaged up there. But the way Indiana does their food vending laws, it's confusing when it comes to the spices and the teas.
Yeah.
Because it's not really food. I mean, It's not a cake. It's not a pie.
Mm-hmm.
So we were getting pushed around from here to there because I would be calling up, the state and be like, hey, I've got a little kid that, wants to make his own line of spices to sell at, the butcher shop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's well and great, but you need to call Susie over here. Well, call Susie over here. And she's like, no, you need to call and talk to Earl over here. Well, Earl doesn't know what you're talking about. And you go back to Susie again.
Yeah.
And it just got so frustrating. And so we decided until we figure it out or the laws change a little bit to ease it up for him, that
we would slow down.
Yeah.
Because I took all the non-hits out because we stopped with the bagel because that got very, little sales. It only hit at the beginning and then it never really got big again.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped doing those. The fry, we kind of just ran out of and never really remade it.
Yeah.
Because spices are a long process because you have to weigh them out. You have to mix everything in. You have to put everything at the right time. You have to...
And all of your labeling and everything, because with the state, it has to distinctly say this was made in a, household kitchen that's not inspected by the state, blah, 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 blah. And that's all well and good. That's fine. But, with him, I think other than, playing mad scientist with the seasonings, I think he really enjoyed making the logos. Because when he started, so his line was flippin' good.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything you put it on is going to be flippin' good, is what he would tell everybody.
We would put, so I had pork seasoning, and we'd put the pig upside down. We'd have farm seasoning, have, the barn and everything upside down. And
Oh, my
everybody's
gosh.
this is upside down. Are you sure you did it right? I'm like, yeah, I did it right. It's called flippin' good, so it's flip. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. So we did that, and the stickers are really easy to make because we have the Cricut is what we started out with, and now we have what's it called?
Some Amazon thing that prints out labels.
Amazon thing that prints out labels. So those print out really good and they stick really well. So we do that on there. We tried to do metal containers,
Mm-hmm.
or was it glass? I think it was both.
I think it was both.
We
But,
tried.
He did the math. Because, since it was his thing, he had to figure out his pricing, his costs. And,
Yeah.
glass just,
Yes.
went soaring high. So then we couldn't put it in glass. We really didn't want to put it in plastic because we were trying to get away from plastic.
Yeah.
So he found, what are those, Mylar bags?
Yeah, those Mylar bags are cheap, and you can just open them up, put the spices in, close it, and all you have to do is rip the tab and open it again for people who want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really easy to put stuff in there. But packing, starting it out, packaging it, you'd have to get a little metal skewer and poke the bottom out because it would be folded super, super tight, like piece of paper.
Yeah.
So you'd have to make it huge and puffy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we package stuff.
And it's now, as he got older and had more interest with school, and obviously there's schoolwork to be done, we kind of backed off a little bit and just have it on the website as made to order. He wrote down all of his recipes of, secret squirrel, seasonings, and it's hidden away under lock and key. But, if anybody wanted some, he could whip up a batch and, get it to go. Because he got into archery with school. He got into, being too smart for his own good, genius level kind of thing. So there's homework involved. And
Taekwondo.
Oh, yeah, Taekwondo.
How do you do it all?
Well, I mean, it's all different times because
Mhm.
archery was Monday and Wednesday, and then I got into middle school. Archery got late. We would get home at like 9 because
Mhm.
it's an hour drive from
Yeah.
where I go to school. And then Tuesday and Thursday is Taekwondo. That you learn a lot from Taekwondo. Like, so it's not all fighting, it's like forms, like
Mhm.
kicks and stuff, and they all have to be precise. So I put that like precise stuff into making spices, and so they're all like 8 ounces, we'll say. I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact,
Yeah.
but they're all super precise, and it goes down to the grain because I like doing it,
Mhm.
and it's fun. But Taekwondo, I took a break from for now, and archery I'm going to get into again next year, I think. Archery, I did that from 4th grade to 7th grade, I think.
Wow.
We went to nationals every single year,
Mhm.
state every single year, top 5,
Wow.
state.
That's awesome.
There was a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, where do you see yourself going in life? Because you're very obviously you have a lot of talents. You're very business minded. What are you thinking right now where you're at? What do you think you want to be or do with your life?
I think I want to go into the engineering side of life
Yeah.
or trades
Yeah.
because I don't want to do school anymore. 'Cause
Well, you would be surprised depending on which career you're going to go with, engineering or trades. There is still a lot of, but you're very good at it. And when you're good at things like that, it comes very naturally, which that's really cool. It'll be cool to see what you do because you're very smart, obviously, and that's insane. All the things you've already done. And how old are you?
I'm 13, turning 14 in a couple of months.
Goodness. Look at everything that you've accomplished. What if there's a kid listening right now who wants to like actually do what you're doing? Maybe start a new sport they never tried before, or maybe start a business with their family or help out. What would you tell them to do? What's some advice?
Stick with it, and like when times get hard, maybe take a break for a week and then get back to it. But don't quit on something that takes 10 seconds to make up your mind because those 10 seconds, you get a lot of seconds in a day. Don't make 10 seconds ruin all the other seconds.
That's really good. I do that a lot. I kind of get frustrated really quick and then I change my mind. And taking that break is really important because sometimes in that moment, you're just so frustrated that you don't see why you want to keep doing it. And then a week goes by, you're like, okay, now I have a clear mind. I can come back to it and reset. That's really cool. So how do you help your mom now in her business?
Right now, it's pretty much where mom's focusing on soaps because
Yes.
soaps are key right now because a lot of sick is going around, I guess. So mom made cheesecake soaps.
Ooh.
Like, I like them to look pretty too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just creative outlet kind of thing.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I can make this soap look like a cheesecake slice.
Oh my gosh.
And she made some like a beach. So
Wow.
we have clear soap, and she put like looked like sand soap.
Yeah, it was ground up oats.
Oh yeah, I've seen stuff.
I just ran it through the blender like to make it look like sand.
That's fabulous.
But it's exfoliating too. So I mean it all
That's
has
perfect.
a purpose.
Of course.
And she has like these molds that you put wax in and you pop it out. That's really satisfying, surprising or not. Because like if you pop it out, it's all like really smooth and it's perfect. But if you put too much in, they can all connect and you gotta cut it out. And then it's really hot too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I help with like soap cutting, soap making, and pretty much all the time with dinner. I'm kind of off cutting duty right now because when we were butchering the lambs, I cut myself and get back to the grinding because
Yeah, it's one of those things, like we joke, my husband is not allowed to chop vegetables or shred cheese anymore because he continuously cuts himself.
Right.
And the more he jokes about it, about, you ever think I'm doing it on purpose so I don't have to shred the cheese? Now I'm kind of thinking, there might be something to this. And the day that we were butchering the lambs, it had been a long day. And like, we were all tired, and it was, oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. And he cut his finger, and I'm like, it's a sign. He's done. He's over this. So I'm like, okay, go wash your hands, clean it out, get a Band-Aid, and I don't know, run the vacuum sealer. You can't hurt yourself with the vacuum sealer.
But I think we worked 11 hours nonstop, except for like 2-minute breaks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For bathroom or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut it up, got everything grounded, vacuum sealed, put a pile, and then took it out to the freezer, grab another leg. The legs were really hard because there's a lot of joints and stuff like that. And Mom would be like, gosh darn it, why don't you just cut easily? Everything.
Knives go dull after a long day, but no, he's really good about helping me. Like, if I ask him, hey, can you help me with this? Okay, so my husband calls me a control freak because I have issues, right? ADD and all the things. But I like to do things myself because sometimes it's my little unwind time, to make supper and just be left alone for 30 minutes to whip together a meal. And it's my time to decompress. And sometimes I don't want you in there shredding the cheese, and cutting your fingers, and then it's like a whole big thing. But if I ask him, he'll help me.
Yeah.
All the boys do. I mean, it's nice to have somebody there to help.
Yes.
But sometimes it's like, I just want to know that I can do this on my own, that I can manage on my own. I don't know why I'm like this, but and he's getting to be that typical teenager where sometimes when I say, hey, can you go take the scrap out to the chickens? It's, oh, Mom, it's raining. It's windy. Yeah. I'm like, yep. And I don't want to go outside. So guess what? You're out, buddy. So, I mean, none of them are bad kids. They're all great kids and all helpful. And we have moments where we're a lot alike. Mm-hmm. And we realize that we're butting heads.
Oh, yeah.
And we realize that tension. Mm-hmm. And we're like, okay, look, I love you, but I need 5 minutes to myself. Mm-hmm. And it's been like that.
For a
while, yeah. Like, once he starts becoming his own person, and I struggle trying to remember that, oh, he's not my little baby, he's growing into this,
person.
Young man.
Okay.
Person. You were a person before. Like, when you think about it, like, you're always going to be a person. It's just a young person, old person, whatever. But, and I'm quirky, and he knows it because, we're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
So we can recognize, oh, you know what? Mom's getting frustrated with me because I'm putting the label stickers for the soap on crooked.
Or
I'm going to take a break. Yeah.
Like packaging, that's not tight enough. Like, go any tighter.
At the end of the day, we all, laugh and have a good time about it. And we realize that, when you're trying to work together, there are moments where it's like, you know what? You're fired.
Yeah.
Get out.
Well, that's what's so cool about the idea of homesteading. So many people's idea of homesteading is starting small and like maybe it's just growing food or maybe it's just being more intentional in the home and spending more time with family and spending making the home life as good as it possibly can be. And like it's interesting watching people's dynamics and like learning people better. Like me and my dad are very much alike. And so we know when we've hit our like, okay, we're arguing and we're like, wait a minute. It is just literally, we're just so alike that it does not, we need to step away or whatever. And it's funny because my sister will see it before we necessarily see it if we're working around the house or like doing something. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We're just so much alike. But it's so cool how tight-knitted families get when they work together, although it's hard, although it's like, some days are easier than others, but having a goal to have as a family, and having that well-roundedness that comes with that. What's probably the biggest lesson from both of you? Because I wish it was not going as fast as it's going at this moment, but like, what is the biggest lesson you've learned in your homesteading journey? We'll start with Kristin, and tell me what's the biggest lesson that you've actually learned so far. It can be about anything, by the way.
Anything. Okay. I think overall, since we've all become like a family that wanted to raise our own food, you know, do things for ourselves and not be reliant on, you know, the outside world per se, which, I mean, we still use the outside world, don't get me wrong, but we've strengthened the idea of ourselves. That, oh, we can do this. You know, if we work together, we can do this. Because one person on their own, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot to overcome, a lot of work, a lot of, you know, but if we all work together, you know, even if we did bite off something a little bit bigger than anticipated, which, you know, happens. We do that a lot. Even when we do that, you know, dividing the work between everybody, trying to, you know, coordinate a plan, making it work, you know, and then we're proud of ourselves for achieving something. You know, my husband, bless his heart, if I say tomorrow, I'm going to go to town and pick up a baby cow. Oh, yeah, get two. You know, the support is there. Like when, you know, he said he wanted to do spices or something to help out. Oh, yeah, you know, cool. What do you need? You need, you know, the printer, the computer, whatever, you know. And it's just the support for each other. You know, it's more, I know like homesteading has become a big thing, right?
Yes.
And the word, I think people have an idea of what the word is, but really, I mean, the central part of it is home. So making your home work for you and for your family, I think is where it is. Because I know I read a lot of the magazines and the articles and things, and they're all like, oh, you need to build a community, build a community. Okay, but we're pretty good with focusing on family and growing the family part of it and learning how to work hard
Together.
For us, it's more family building.
But I think community almost happens naturally that way.
Naturally, yes.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the farmers markets and stuff like that, and you start to see familiar faces, and you know that he laughs at me every time because him and my husband joke that I become a different person. But I see people, you know, like you.
Yeah.
And like there's a connection. Whether we're in the same time and space at the same time for a reason and we just connect because we like the same things, or, you know, if I'm talking about something and someone is interested in that same thing, you know, there's a connection there.
For sure.
So when we're at the farmers markets and I'm talking about teas or, you know, herbs and, you know, medicinal things, then, you know, I get excited because it's something I'm like excited about and I want to share it with people. And if they respond positively and, you know, they're excited too, then it's just a connection. Like, I don't care if you don't buy anything.
Right.
That
is a good conversation.
Yeah.
And conversation has been lost so much.
Yes. Like, I miss, like, you know, you would see the commercials of, you know, the old couple on the porch sitting there, you know,
For
talking
sure.
and just, you know, rocking in their rocking chairs. People would walk by and, oh, hey, you know, we don't do that. Are you kidding me?
Like, people think you're crazy if you smile.
Yeah. If you smile, people think you're bound for the loony bin. I mean, we have fun driving home. This is how we entertain ourselves because we have such a long drive home after I pick him up from school. We entertain ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So we look for personalized license plates or we look for, you know, silly things, whatever. But sometimes we'll just wave at people just randomly. Or if you see a vehicle that's exactly like yours, you honk and wave at them like you're a lunatic. And they just think, what?
I love that.
fun, but what's the harm? You know,
Yeah.
I'm waving at you.
Yeah.
You know, this 13-year-old redhead is, you know, crossing his eyes and, you know,
Oh my
making
gosh.
faces at you, you
That's
know?
the best. I do that all the time. I do that by myself, which is probably, that's what makes it more crazy. But it's so funny.
But I mean, it's getting back to people, you know, just can't even like think of the words. It's
Like
just like that connection.
This just feels good to
Yeah.
actually sit down and just talk to somebody. And I use this as an excuse. Really, it's just an excuse. But I love talking to people and actually having a conversation that is beyond, oh, what's the weather like? How's it?
Yeah.
You know, just the little things to actually dig deeper into people's lives. I love this kind of conversation, and it's so fun for me. What about you? What do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned through homesteading, through your life so far?
I used to have like really bad anger issues. I'll admit to that now, but I used to not be able to admit to it. But I found something that I enjoy, like hanging out with my family, and Taekwondo. Taekwondo has taught me a lot, and I'm a first-degree black belt now.
Wow.
So that taught me to like what I like and like always be yourself around people and don't try to change yourself for people you want to impress. Just be yourself and they can like you for who you are. Like you for what you are.
Yeah, it works. Either way would have worked.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids your age are not thinking about those things and or realizing it yet. And it's so cool to watch somebody like yourself do that and to admit to yourself. And like you said, a big thing is being able to admit to some of the things that you struggle with. And that's all through life that we have, 3 different generations here. And that's what we've all had to learn through, and you're learning it so quickly, and that's so cool. That's so amazing. I think you have such a bright future, and everything that you guys are doing is amazing to see. It's so cool to see your guys' dynamic. I've known you from afar, but not got to see you guys in this kind of dynamic before. We met at the farmer's market, and which was so cool because I think I bought some of your spices, your dips. My mom wanted some and she loves it. And we had bought some of those, and I bought, I think, some crock pot holders or something along the lines. I can't exactly remember everything. But there was just something there that there's, you know, you can go to so many different booths, and sometimes there's just something about this one person or this one family. And that was definitely the situation when I came across your guys' booth. Where can people find you? I want people to go and see what you're doing and like hopefully get people more onto your site and more onto things. So where can they find you, everything?
So right now, we've got 3 different store locations.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a spot at Sage and Stone in Columbia City. We have the Elevated Collective in Huntington.
Wow.
And we have,
Coffee bean.
hold on, I'll think of the name. My brain just went duh. The Coffee Bean Counter. Yeah. Coffee Bean Counter in Huntington. And we have a larger display in there of more like knickknacks and things that, you know, how I do the fart in a skillet thing. That's where that stuff goes. So I've got like fancy little teacups, and we came up with some funny coffee mugs and, you know, some of the different things, hair ties, more random, right? All of this soap is at Elevated Collective, and then Sage and Stone, we kind of like just throw together a hodgepodge. So we've got car air fresheners and crazy-eyed chickens that I crocheted.
And pigs.
And the pigs. You know, it's just like different stores, different things. And then we have our website, which is a simple farm store with Shopify.
Okay.
And that's, we kind of pulled back from the farmers markets last year because I had a teary-eyed moment when he turned 13, and it was like, where did it all go?
Yeah.
And if I blink again, these boys are going to be in college.
Right.
And they won't want to come home, every night and, hang out. They're going to want to go be with their girlfriends or friends or whatever. And last summer, wasn't it? I said, okay, we're not doing the farmer's market because that, it was every Saturday, and dragging a moody teenager out of bed every Saturday morning was so much fun. But no, I mean, it was time to focus on family, and kind of reel it in a little bit of, I need to enjoy this while it lasts because it's just going to be gone so fast.
Yeah.
So we pulled back from the farmers markets, but I would still do random events here and there. Like I would do one in Roanoke, a couple in Markle, or, just around. And it was my time to, ta-da, look at what I do. And we kind of did that. And then this year, unfortunately, going to pull back just a little bit more and maybe not do as many events. Again, you realize family.
Right. For sure.
And, my parents are getting older, and that's a struggle to realize too. Cause you look at them and go, wait, when did your hair go white?
Yeah.
When did you start walking a little slower?
Right.
And it's life, and just taking that moment to realize, okay, I can still do all these fart in a skillet things and push them out into shops and online, but still focus on what really matters to me, which is, these boys, my husband, my parents, the family aspect of it, and really taking that time to appreciate, the time that we have together, because it all goes so fast.
Yeah.
Like, people say it, why does it go so fast? I'm like, honest to goodness, when I was a kid, it was always, oh, like it's taking forever.
Right.
Oh, I want to be older. Oh, I want to be older. No. Like, rewind, go back, smack that little girl and be like, no, you don't want to be older just yet.
Right.
But it all goes so fast, like, especially the minute that you have kids.
Oh, gosh, yeah, I'm sure.
God hits the fast forward button and it just flies. Like, look, we're already almost into April.
Right.
It was just Christmas.
Right.
And now this. I'm like, no. So, sorry.
No, you're good.
We're dialing it back just a little bit more because these boys are just growing too fast for my liking, and family, But, we still make things. We're still getting crafty on the weekends and coming up with, chapstick and new things to put in the different stores, and kind of let the stores kind of build our momentum for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once these boys get into their trade school of choice or wherever they're going, then Mom will maybe go back out into the world. But for right now, it's like I'm trying to clutch them as much as possible and be like, please slow down.
Well, how can people get in touch with you? Is there a way that people can stay just day-to-day life kind of day or time?
Facebook,
TikTok, Instagram.
He's taken over the ticks of the talks.
YouTube, every social media that we can find it.
Okay, I'll get all the links and stuff, and I'll put it with the description and things. I would love for you guys to go home at some point. Well, and obviously go home, but go home and build a box. They graciously gave me a box of some pretty cool stuff that I haven't opened yet, but I already know how amazing it is because I've had their products. But can you get a box together? And I'd love to buy it from you guys and have it as a giveaway.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, get maybe your favorite spices or whatever your favorite things are. Get whatever and make it the ultimate box. And I'm going to give that away to one of our listeners, and we'll put that on.
That's awesome.
That way they can get more with your information and everything as well. So, okay, that sounds good.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. I would love to do that. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun to just get to talk to you guys and hear your story and get to know you guys a little bit better. It is so cool to have first off, so many different generations here, and to hear everybody's different things. It's been such a pleasure, so thank you.
Thanks for having us. We had a good time. Like,
Good.
who'd have thunk?
Oh, that's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode because I sincerely did. I am incredibly inspired every single time someone walks into my studio and sits down. I am able to look in their eyes and I am welcomed into their story, and that is priceless. It is a great honor and also a great responsibility to think that when they said yes to come onto my podcast, that meant that they trusted me. They trusted me enough to allow me to help tell their story, and to me, that means the world. So thank you to my guest. If you'd like to connect with my guest, if they left any or mentioned any of social media or websites, it will be in the description box below, as well as on my Facebook and Instagram if you want to see what they look like. I have a portrait and a small little write-up along with anything they mentioned within this podcast. So I hope today that you have been inspired to look at your own life and to see that just living your life is important. But I want to inspire you as well to actually document your life. You have an importance in this world, and I want you to use your voice. So it doesn't have to look like 6 pages in a journal or being on a podcast. It can look like a line a day. If you'd like to connect with me, make sure you head over to hereinmytime.com. That is where I have a bi-weekly blog, as well as some of my portfolio work with photography, and where you can also contact me through email at hereinmytime@gmail.com, as well as follow me on Facebook and Instagram. This is at Here in My Time as well, here.inmytime for Instagram, and I have weekly content. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world. And until next week,